Alright, so I'm gonna try another thing. I'm still gonna do Run It Back, but this is like a separate thing. I'm gonna. Well, I want to eventually start doing debates on here too, and like debate people on shit. That would be super cool. Cause me smart man. No, I don't know. I just like debating with people. Anyway, I'm gonna start with. Well, obviously, I'm not like debating him now, but I'm gonna kind of go through some videos of stuff that I disagree with, and talk about it, not in like a mean way or in bad faith or anything. I genuinely just do disagree with it and want to talk about why. This is a video by Cosmic Skeptic, who I'm a big fan of. I think he's like super intelligent. I think he's, for the most part, like a good faith, actor, whatever you want to call it. Well, not actor, but he acts in good faith. He doesn't seem like he's trying to win conversations. Sometimes I think when he has the moral high, or he thinks he has the moral high ground, he can come across a little, to me. Like, not condescending, but dismissive of the other side. Which, again, I don't think he's, like, being an asshole, or that he's even, like, doing it anything past, like, a subconscious reaction. But, yeah, he did a lot of things on atheism for a while, and I'm personally an atheist, and, for a while, like, atheism was treated as a, not like a normal thing. It was like, oh, you're an atheist, you must love Satan. It's like, I don't believe in Satan either. Like, I don't believe that Satan or God exists. It's just, life is life and whatever. That's a separate conversation. Recently, Cosmic Skeptic, I think his name is Alex, I hope he doesn't mind if I call him Alex, has gotten into veganism, and that's fine. I'm personally not a vegan. I've tried vegetarianism. I thought it would be healthier and stuff, and it was in some ways. I'm not a health expert, and honestly, I find it very difficult to use health as a point for anything. Like, especially looking through my past, like, yeah, be vegan because it's healthy, as I fucking drink a fucking 6-pack of Tall Boys, and I got Ice House, no less. And so health is like a weird thing. I think people are free to destroy their body all they want. And here's the thing, I would love to talk about veganism with him one day. Obviously, I'm not, like, on his radar yet. I don't know if I ever will be, but I don't really give a shit. He, at first, had, like, decent arguments for veganism, but as he keeps going, he kind of makes some videos that are a little more aggressive in my opinion, in tactic and argue. And he made this one video about, like, 1 or 2 months ago. I think it was 2 months, it said. Or maybe 3. That I personally thought was just, like, a complete just a miss in general, but, like, a misinterpretation of the argument at hand. A very like, I don't want to say dishonest, but it comes across like a blatant straw man, and it just doesn't seem like something logical to argue against. I don't know. We'll go through it. He's trying to convince us that veganism is a good thing. And he's doing it through a parody. And we'll get into it. It's called Why I Eat Dog Meat. And it's supposed to be like a sarcastic response to eating meat.
Listen, before everyone starts hating on me, just know that if you don't eat dogs, I respect that. The great thing about living in a free country is that if you don't want to eat dogs, nobody's forcing you to. But it also means that you can't force your diet on me.
Like, he's saying that sarcastically, but that's not a bad point. Like, here's the thing. I don't care if you eat dogs, dude. Like, I'm gonna sit here and tell you, yeah, it's fine to eat every other animal, but not dogs. Dude, you can eat any animal you want. I'm personally fine if you want to eat another person. I have no objection personally. That person might object. Their family might. They might come after you after, and they have that right to. And, then there's the whole legal system, but I don't rely on the legal system as justification for a stance. Here's the thing, like, yeah, dude, if you eat dog, I have no right to tell you not to. I can tell you not to eat my dog. Like, if you come for a dog that is not yours, and someone's like, hey, don't eat my fucking dog, I have a personal bond to it, that's a different story than if you go out and hunt a dog down and kill it and eat it. Sure, yeah, like, low-key, your first point is kind of just a decent point against veganism, but said sarcastically with, like, an emotional kind of push to it against, like, oh, people think dogs are cute. And like, people are thinking of their dog, too, when you say this. But, like, dude, if you get a ranch of dogs purposely for the purpose of eating them, and you treat those dogs ethically, as long as it's not a factory farm. I'm against factory farming in every fucking way against any living creature. Yeah, dude, like, it's part of the cross-species deal, I guess, that we've made with cows, that, I will basically give you a better than natural life on a farm. I will feed you, raise you, shelter you, protect you to the best of my ability, and give you a better than natural life. I just get to end that life a little earlier than it would. Well, here's the thing. A natural life, you're not guaranteed to get to the point where we would kill you. Like, you're not guaranteed that age in a natural life as an animal. But once we give you that natural life, we can guarantee this many years, but we also guarantee we will kill you once you get to those years, so we can then get our side of the deal and get the meat and byproduct of an animal and use it for, human purposes. And, like, vegans try to sum it up as, like, oh, you're just killing a fucking cow for a hamburger. And it's like, no, dude, you don't realize one cow feeds a lot more people than one hamburger. That's part of the reasons cows were selected, because they are bigger and they can produce more food. And then on top of that, like, the byproducts that come off of them are used for plenty of shit. Like, a lot of product. Like, if you actually go to the grocery store and look through not just food, but how many products are made with, like, animal parts, it's a lot, dude. And, like, we put use to everything. Like, their death isn't just, for nothing. It's not for naught. Like, it actually has value to, the species that helped protect them during their life. It's part of the deal, and that's the way I see it. Yeah.
If you don't want to eat dogs, then that's fine. That's quite admirable, actually. We all hate animal cruelty, after all, obviously. But you can't go around forcing your morality on other people.
Animal consumption is not animal cruelty. There is a huge difference there. You don't have to be cruel to an animal before you eat it. And I know there's going to be like killing is cruel, isn't it? Yes, but there is a certain amount of naturalness to it. There is a certain amount, and this isn't the naturalist argument, but, like, how else do we get their meat? How else do we get the product that they leave behind? And, if they die without human, interaction, another animal is going to eat it, and then they're going to leave the carcass for the plants to eat it, which is, we should allow that, because that's natural and should, kind of needed for the earth to continue doing. Well, the earth will be fine. Everything on it will be fucked. If we don't have, grass and agriculture continue. But, like, other than that, though, like, why should plants and other animals get all the benefit of eating each other? Why can't we, make use of this? And, part of the deal of farming is doing it as ethically as we can, because we as humans are capable of being, more ethical than, a fucking lion or a bear that's just gonna maul the shit out of them. We have that ability. If we didn't have guns or, like, access to tools that could kill them quickly, we'd have to run up with fucking knives and spears and shit, which can be brutal. But we have technology. And, like, this whole... So far, it's, like, just... weird to me. It's like you're just sarcastically saying a decent point.
Every time some dog-loving extremist angrily tells me to stop eating dogs, it honestly just makes me want to eat dogs even more. I fry an extra cut of golden retriever just for them. You should see their faces when
Alright, now he's wrapping up trolls into, like, a valid argument, as if the valid argument is the same as trolls. You're gonna get trolls everywhere, dude. Like, trolls exist, and sadly, trolls are going to be most on the side with the majority. Or they're more likely to be on the side with the majority, because there's more people. And statistically, there's just more likelihood that a troll's going to be there. That is a trolling argument. Anyone who says, like, just talking to a vegan makes me want to, cut up some meat and eat it, that's just them trying to piss you off. That's not a real argument that anyone is making. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I love food. I love to eat food, but I have the capability of talking about it without, being like, I just need to fucking eat it right now. And I've definitely never eaten out of spite. That's a weird feeling. I don't want to say privileged, but maybe that is a privileged thing. Maybe just you have so much food, you can just be like, you know what, I'm not even hungry, but I'm going to eat because fuck that guy. I don't know, sure. I don't know many people who eat despite other people. It's not a real rebuttal to anything that anyone said in good faith.
Tell them on Twitter that I'm doing so. I find that gifs of meat sizzling on the grill really do the trick. It's these crazy, extremist, freaky dog lovers who give all non-dog eaters a bad name. Eating dogs is a personal choice, and I'm just asking you to respect the fact that maybe not everyone agrees with your own personal, subjective, ethical views. You shouldn't force them on other people. Human beings have been eating dogs for...
That is true.
literally thousands of years. Like, not eating dog meat, if anything, is the weird thing. It's the historically anomalous.
Yeah, I don't... Again, like, he's going for the worst... This is just a huge straw man. But, like, and he knows that, like, this is just the worst fucking arguments that not only for meat eating, but for anything else. Like, he knows this, too. He knows that, these are logical fallacies that I've seen people make in every kind of debate. Like, not just meat eating, not just religion, not just fucking politics, just literally in life in general. These are logical fallacies that people just commonly make, and then he's acting as if that's the only argument for eating meat. And that's a little annoying. Because, like, I think he knows that's not a good faith interpretation of the argument for eating meat. But yet, that's how he presents it.
As Jonathan Safran Foer has pointed out, we've discovered 4th century tombs with depictions of dogs being slaughtered with other food animals. The Mexican hairless dog was the main food of the Aztecs.
Again, tradition doesn't matter to me. Even if, like low-key, you're just making a decent argument of why eating dogs shouldn't be socially, vilified. And you're not convincing me that veganism is any better. It just is convincing me that, certain animals are no different than other animals. And maybe some people can be like, oh, animal cute, not eat, on that level, but I don't know. It's a bit heavily drawing on emotion and not really logic. To me, eating an animal is morally neutral. I consider all animals the same, including people. Cannibalism's just not healthy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, dude. If fucking you could eat people, I would try it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'd try everything twice. That's my motto. And you really think if cannibalism wasn't a viable diet that rich people wouldn't farm poor people? Like, you don't think that would be a thing? Like, you don't think fucking rich people would be like, yo, I can give you a really good life up to, about 50. And then after that, meal time for me. You don't think so? You don't think that would be a thing if cannibalism was an actual reasonable thing to bring up in these debates? But, like, you're not making an argument that veganism's good. You're just making an argument that more things are okay to eat. And, like, again, like, if you have a personal connection with a living being, then, yeah, don't kill and eat it. Defend it from other people trying to kill and eat it. I mean, okay, even if you try to kill and eat my dog, I wouldn't say you're morally wrong to do so, but I don't think I'm morally wrong to defend my dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all still acting morally neutral. It's just, I don't know. Like, then there's the law part of it of, like, and I guess the whole, like, you don't need to kill and eat my dog. But I don't find the you don't need to do that thing a viable argument either, because when you think about it, you don't need to do shit, dude. You can literally just lay in bed all day and jerk off and eat fucking potato chips and call that a life. Like, you don't have to fucking make videos. You don't have to fucking pick up hobbies. You don't have to work even, dude. Like, fuck them. Just starve to death. No one can make you fucking survive. Like, you don't need to do shit. You don't need to be alive. And, like, so just saying, like, oh, you don't need to, like, eat something is like, well, yeah, I don't need to eat anything. I can just starve myself to death if I so choose, but you know, I don't choose to be discomfortable. I choose to, like, you know, eat what, you know, makes me feel good. And comfort is a genuinely decent thing to thrive for as a species, as a individual, as a living creature. I mean, yeah, it sucks that things have to die for other things to eat, but I mean, we haven't even got into like why your arguments for not eating plants are, you know, just as ridiculous. Because, like, dude, if we're not eating living creatures, your line for not eating a living creature is just whatever you get to choose at that point. Oh, because it doesn't have eyes. All right, cool. I'm sure I can find an animal without eyes. Can I eat that? Oh no, it's because they don't have pain receptors. Okay, I can find an animal without pain receptors. Can I eat that? No, it's because fucking I saw that in an anime once and whatever. Like, go fuck yourself. At a certain point, you're just drawing whatever arbitrary line you want to justify eating something so you don't starve to death at the end of the day, but also not eat the thing that you find cute. That's literally it, to be honest. Like, it's just, I find it cute, I don't want to eat it, and it is, in my opinion, super fucking hypocritical to pick between what living creatures should and should not be exploited for our gain, and then also vilify people who don't choose the same way as you. Like, it's just a like, this is my thing with veganism. It's ridiculous all the way through. It's not morally superior. It's logically all over the fucking place. And it's literally, the whole stance is just a moving field goal. Like, they're just taking the goalpost and running wherever the fuck they want to put that at the time. And all their arguments are basically just asking you where they can put the goalpost. That's it. They're not asking like a genuine argument. They're saying, where can I put this goalpost that you can't reach it? And then I'm just going to place my stance there. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm getting heated.
Captain Cook to Hippocrates all ate dog meat, with the latter praising it as a source of strength. People still eat dogs today in places like China or Nigeria, where they're thought to increase libido.
Who gives a fuck?
Eating dogs is natural. It's what we've been doing for centuries.
Eating is natural.
Up with a great many of our traditions and cultures. You might think that eating dogs is wrong, and that's fine. You don't have to do it. But you can't go around criticizing such a fundamental feature of other cultures. That's like kind of racist.
I'm not a fan of being like, oh, that's a cultural thing. Honestly, cultures are just made up like, hey, this group of people kind of does this thing, and that's a culture, I guess. It's like, all right, well, is that good for your well-being? That's all I'm really interested in. Is it good for yourself and society? Not even for yourself, just society. Well, I guess yourself in terms of, some people value comfort over longevity. Some people value, joy over health or whatever. Certain things, whatever is good for them in their terms of whatever that isn't, negatively affecting people in a, direct way. That isn't either agreed to or some kind of ethical prehensive agreement.
Some people say that I shouldn't eat dogs because dogs are pets, right? They're loving and trusting and playful. I don't eat people's pets. That would be disgusting. All the dogs that I eat are purpose-bred. In fact, these dogs wouldn't even get to live a...
Again, dude, you're purposely projecting the argument as bad, not projecting, you're showing the worst possible arguments anyone can make for anything and saying that's the only argument, which it just isn't, dude. It's the biggest fucking straw man.
At all if I wasn't reading them into existence.
Like, okay, eating pets is gross. It's not gross. It's the thing of like respecting other people's connections to a living creature. And I know a vegan would be like, oh, well, then can you eat a homeless man with no friends and family? I guess, sure. I don't give a fuck. I don't know. I'm not justifying that, but at the end of the day, like, what are you harming? It's no different than killing an animal in the wild. It's well, it's probably even fucking better. Like, killing an animal in the wild probably has friends. Maybe homeless people have friends. I don't know. Yeah, I've known a couple homeless people that have friends. I've been friends with homeless people, so it's not a great point. I will retract that. I will retract that whole point, but, no, yeah. Anyway, my point being, like, pets, bred into existence. I can, okay, maybe, like, purposely breeding things into existence for our consumption is wrong, but we also do that with plants and they're living creatures, and but again, fuck plants because they don't meet my arbitrary field goal line. Like, is it wrong for humans to adapt other living creatures to our utilities, our needs? Maybe, yeah, sure. I can possibly see a decent argument for that. I can see a logical cold argument in opposition to that too. That is a good conversation, but at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with eating meat. Also, the way meat is produced has nothing to do with whether or not eating it is okay. I'm not someone who subscribes to that idea of thinking. You know, your use of a tool can be completely ignorant, purposely or otherwise, to the way it was built or created, and I don't think it makes you a bad person. Like, if let's say a building was it is wrong to perpetuate it willingly, sure. Yeah, if you know that a certain company uses factory farms and doesn't use good ethics and blah blah blah, yeah, just don't support that company. I'm all for that, but to then not support every company of the like because of that company and their tactics, I don't know.
To then kill them for meat. So if anything, I'm doing them a favour. I mean, if we stop eating dogs, what are we going to do with all the dogs? Are they going to overrun us? Do we kill them?
Alright, real quick, that's a fucking annoying argument too, because I can afford to feed and house a dog. I can't afford to feed and house a cow unless I'm going to make use of their products, which they do have a lot. Like, I don't know, like, there's genuinely, like, just an ignorance of, like, Alex is using, like, a willful ignorance here to try and, like, be like, oh, yeah, like, not only is everything, like, everything is the same, but then, like, things do have different qualities and traits that makes it viable to house and feed and use for different purposes. I don't know. It's just, like, so many different things that are coming across, like, not in good faith in this video. And that's kind of why I'm bringing it up, too, because, like, for years I've thought Alex was a very intelligent, good faith person, and I don't even, like, I've gone through some of the atheist videos that I used to watch, too, and see, like, oh, maybe the reasoning in that is faulty as well. But, like, I don't know. Like, it seems like he's picking up these things that he knows are not valid arguments. And, like, he picked it up for veganism, not anything else I've ever seen him talk about. That's not a argument against veganism, but it is telling to some degree, I guess.
Yeah, see, it's pure hypocrisy. But somehow, at the same time as worrying about dogs overrunning us, I simultaneously argue that dogs will go extinct if we stop farming them for food. I mean, they're not going to survive in the wild. We've domesticated them to such a great extent that they're not going to survive out there, right? Dogs will probably become extinct if we stop eating.
I don't know. This is another, like, if we just release cows, sure, I don't give a fuck. Let them go extinct. I'm not personally arguing that we should keep anything from going extinct. Things go extinct all the fucking time. Like, I think it's like 99.99 something % of animals that have ever existed have gone extinct. I don't feel obligated to fucking stop that from happening if it naturally happens. I don't want to be a part in perpetuating extinction. I don't want to be a species that has caused another species to go extinct. But if another species goes extinct, I don't feel fucking any bit of regret that they did. Like, did they contribute to the well-being of humans and the world? Sorry to be selfish, but other than that, like, if I'm not... There is a certain amount of human, not even just human, life in general, is to preserve your life. And if something that has no bearing on my preservation doesn't get preserved themselves, I don't know, like, sorry to hear that. I don't wish it on you, but good fucking luck. Sorry it happened. Better luck next time if there is one. I don't know. And then, like, most people probably subscribe to that too. Most people aren't like, oh, well, we gotta protect them. They're like, no, we don't really. If we're saying we're not allowed to interact with animals, if it's immoral to make any amount of deal with animals on that extent, then okay, we won't. I'm not. If we can't have a deal with them, then who gets to say what is a positive interaction? They have to fucking fend for themselves there. I don't give a shit. And then to bring that up as if I care. Like, it's like, no, dude, you're the one fucking saying this. I'm asking, like, what do you want to do? And then your response is like, oh, well, you said, blah, blah. Like, no, dude, like, you're evading your own, like, we're giving you the spotlight and you're trying to throw it back. And, I don't know.
I can't imagine how the dog species would survive if we don't keep proactively breeding them, keeping them in cages, and then gassing them to death with food. In fact, if someone tells me they don't want to eat dogs, I just eat an extra dog just for them. Now, don't get me wrong, I hate animal cruelty just as much as anyone else does. Right? I've seen the footage of horrible dog abuse in corrupt farms from around the world, and I'm definitely against that. But those farms are mostly bad apples. Right? I try to make sure that my dog meat comes from organic, free-range dog farms, where the dogs have had a good life before they're forced into gas chambers. Having said that, I do still eat meat.
If gas chambers are an unethical way to kill an animal, I'm for finding another way. Other than that, you just made another halfway decent argument against veganism and then said it sarcastically.
Comes from these horrible industrialized farms. But I just say that I'm against it in principle. At least I tell people that I am. I try to make sure that my dog meat comes from a good source, even though in reality I buy it from exactly the same place as everyone else. But besides, like, I'm giving these dogs the
even though, go fuck yourself on that, dude. Like, nah, you have no idea where the fuck I buy meat. Low-key, I go out of my way to fucking, like, get to know farmers who do ethical fucking farming, so I know what's in my meat, so I know that I'm not eating shit that is not healthy and doesn't give me any amount of protein or nutrients or anything. I like to actually eat, you know, healthy meat. And not only that, like, I just fucking think it's ethical. I think it's better tasting. There's plenty of fucking reasons to do so. And I do so. I said do. But other than that, a lot of my family fucking hunts, so we have, like, our own fucking, like, natural source of meat. Like, I don't eat fast food. I don't really like food from stores that is like pre-made. I don't like frozen food. And like you're just saying like a broad fucking assumption of like someone's diet that you have no fucking clue of. Like, who are you even talking to? You're talking to a caricature of the worst meat eating person possible. And yeah, I can win an argument against a fucking idiot that I painted. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I just paint the dumbest fucking person and put him in the corner, I can also argue against that pretty fucking well. But, and anyone can. Anyone fucking can. And that's my point, is like, you're literally just painting the dumbest fucking picture of meat eaters as if, like, everyone's just like, oh, me like meat. Like, no, not everyone who eats meat is just a fucking troll, bro. Like, it's, and that's the thing that's annoying. It's such a dishonest take of, like, this issue.
Benefit of the doubt anyway. Like, has anyone even proven that dogs can actually feel pain? In fact, dogs have been proven to have the same or even less intelligence than pigs do. But we kill pigs for meat, so what's the difference?
Yeah, okay. Again, you're just convincing me it's okay to eat dogs, which I'm kind of low-key already on board with. If you want to eat a dog, dude, if you come for my dog, I'll fight you. But I don't think you're wrong. You're probably starving. There's probably way easier ways to obtain food than one, fighting my dog, and two, fighting me. My dog's, maybe he's not the biggest dog, but he's fast as shit, and he does bite back. You know, I do treat him as an equal on all regards to life, dude. If someone fucks with him, I encourage him to fuck you up back, and he can. If you're that fucking starving, you're willing to fight me and my dog to eat him, you must be fucking hungry. You're not morally in the wrong. I don't know, like, what? You're arguing no one, dude.
Some people have pigs as pets, so if you're against killing companion
Yeah, you can have a pig as a pet. I don't give a shit either.
I mean,
if you can afford it, if you have a connection to it, if you have a purpose, who gives a fuck?
Gassed to death or bolted in the head. Like, if you can do that to pigs, then I should be able to eat dogs. There's no ethical difference.
Yep.
If you like KFC, I like KFD. Get over
cool.
it.
My doctor requires no insurance.
Advertisement.
No copay.
I don't know how this is legally.
And it's perfectly legal in both the UK, my country, and most US states to eat dog meat. You're not going to get arrested for it. In fact, you'll probably know that around 3 to 4 million dogs and cats, don't even get me started on cats, are put down, euthanized each year. Dogs are always getting put down, and the resulting meat is either thrown away, which is a massive waste of food. I mean, even if you're against killing dogs, you should also be against food waste. Or if it's not thrown away, get this. In the United States, twice as many dogs and cats in animal shelters are euthanized than the number who are adopted. And the meat from these euthanized dogs and cats is turned into food for livestock. It becomes the food for our food. We eat animals who have eaten dogs.
Okay.
We might as well just eat the dogs ourselves. And it would be fantastic for the environment. Again, to quote Jonathan Safran Foer, if we let dogs eat dogs,
like, is that not, like, low-key kind of your argument for plants, though? Well, our food eats plants. Why not just eat the food? Like, bro, you're fucking up your own arguments at this point, too. Like, you're using your own arguments as examples for bad arguments that meat eaters use. Now you are projecting. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's just such a fucking horrible take, dude.
Interference. We would create a sustainable local meat supply with low energy inputs that would put even the most efficient grass-based farming.
What does this say? Okay.
Chain.
Again,
It's a no-brainer. Whether you care about animal welfare, or you're an environmentalist, or you just think food production is currently too industrialized, eating dogs is the answer. Having said this, I did once actually consider giving up dog meat. I heard about this.
You are making really good arguments to eat dog. Like, and then you're saying it sarcastically. Like, and like, oh, then you must be dumb for agreeing with this. No, dude, like, oh my god. Like, you go between either making a decent point and just saying it sarcastically, or just making the worst point possible for any argument and pretending that's what anyone's ever said to you. And like, yeah, maybe a troll, but I'm not arguing trolls when okay.
Horrible treatment of dogs, and realised that we don't technically need to kill them to be healthy and stuff. And I came really close to giving it up. But some of the people who don't eat dogs were like really toxic to me, so I decided to keep killing dogs. I mean, I was about to give it up, but then someone tweeted at me with an undertone of preachy anger. I can't believe...
Who says this? Who says, like, oh, I was gonna be vegan, but then a vegan was mean to me? Like, a child? Are you debating fucking middle schoolers, fam? Like, this is what I'm saying. Any, like, real adult who talks about this doesn't say the shit he's saying.
Believe you're so evil that you pay for dogs to be tortured, they said. I mean, like, how rude can you get? Like, yeah, they were, like, technically correct in what they were saying, but the tone with which they presented it single-handedly made me go back to torturing dogs. I'll put an extra dog on the grill tonight, just for that. Did I already make that joke? Also, not being funny, but if you don't eat dogs, what do you eat? Leaves? I'm quite a health-conscious guy. Well, not in regards to things like heart disease and cancer, but, like, I don't want to grow soy tits.
Eating meat in a healthy proportion to your weight and just how your body works, it's different for every fucking person. And that's why, like, when vegans try saying, like, oh, this one diet is guaranteed to work for everyone. No, it fucking isn't, dude. I wouldn't in good faith tell anyone to only eat meat, and that's the problem to all their health. That's not fucking true. It's not true with vegetables, it's not true with fruit, it's not true with meat, it's not true with fucking anything, dude. Like, there's literally no one thing you can eat that will suffice for everything your body needs to function. Like, some people need to eat, or just their body functions better by eating more or less meat. I advocate you find what works for you and do that, dude. Like, yeah, I mean, it is hard sometimes to not eat delicious food, but, like, if we're talking about health, yeah, the healthy amount isn't fucking just all vegetables either, though. You literally have to take supplements. And oh, supplements, that should... Yes, that's a fucking big point, dude. You have to take supplements. I don't need to take supplements to fucking make up for what I'm not eating. Like, you do. And then you're pretending that the meal itself is healthy enough to deal... Like, okay, if supplements are okay, why don't we just only eat supplements? Why don't we only take the supplements and not eat plants either? Why do we need to harm any living creature? Why don't we just eat the supplements? Oh, no, you want to eat food too. Yeah, again, you keep just running away with this fucking field goal post. Like, it's really just dishonest as a base of, like, a stance. Like, the whole stance itself, to me, is just based on frivolous nonsense. I'm trying to be nice, but it is infuriating. I can't say that word. My Chicago accent ain't going for it. But, no, it's just like, it's such a bad faith argument. It's not only like a straw man. What isn't a straw man here is just being sarcastic when it's just a decent point. Like, it's just like, yeah, but what about that? Alright, well, what about that? Let's talk about that. You're not making any fair point against it. You're not saying anything to debunk the good points. You're just saying them next to shitty points and pretending they're all the same. Like, I don't know.
And where am I going to get my protein? Not to mention vitamin B12. I don't want to take a bunch of supplements. That's so unnatural. I'd rather feed those same supplements to farm animals, grow them in cages, and gas them to death with carbon dioxide, so...
No, again, now you're just running away with your fucking straw man. got a straw man in one arm and a field goal in the other. And you're just running around fucking yelling at no one. Dude, like... Okay, if supplements aren't cool to take, don't give them to animals. If the animals don't mind, then who gives a shit on that? If the animals don't give a shit. But if, if you can argue that, hey, maybe we should feed animals a better meal than supplements, sure, give them a better meal. Like, what's your argument, dude? What are you even...
So I can buy them in a plastic container from the meat aisle of a supermarket and drive home to...
Again, dude, like, you're painting this neat little picture that maybe, like, I'll be fair, maybe like 80% of people are in, sure. And most of these people are just trying to get through their fucking day as well, and don't have time to think about, like, how their food is made. Most people don't even give a shit what their food is. Like I've talked to people outside of Illinois. A lot of people outside of Illinois, and even some people in Illinois I've talked to, like, have been like, dude, food is just a chore. Something you have to do. And they can give a shit less if it's a fucking McDonald's burger, tofu burger, if it tastes halfway decent and it's cheap and they can get through their day. Sure, most people aren't even focused on those things. But then you're, like, crossing arguments as if, like, oh, you are concerned about this when it's relevant to my point, but you're not when it's relevant to yours.
Fry on my induction hob. It's called the circle of life. I actually think that people who don't eat dogs are basically a cult at this point. I mean, they antagonize anyone who kills dogs as being evil and refuse to accept that it's possible to be an animal lover.
And he's just... Now it's almost like he's victimizing, in a way. Fucking vegans. No one says this shit. No one says vegans are a cult unless they're just trying to piss off vegans. I think they're ridiculous, but I never said they're a cult.
And also kill them unnecessarily. They're such extremists. They even have like Facebook pages and subreddits and stuff where they post videos and pictures of dogs and talk about how great they are. But if I'd be so audacious as to even suggest that they should try killing and eating them, they just get butthurt and start calling me an animal abuser. It's textbook cult behavior. Right? Every time someone posts about it, I eat an extra dog just to make up. I need a new joke. You know, someone came up to me recently and told me that I should stop paying for dogs to be bred and caged and separated from their families and gassed to death. But then I said, well,
Bro,
my uncle has a pet.
Are we not saying that even though we're not eating dogs, are we not saying, like, fucking pet farms or, what are they called? Like, places that just fucking force breed animals to sell them in any regard. Yeah, like, that's wrong. Most people agree with that. And you should, if you get a dog, you should either adopt it from a place where, like, you know, what's it called? Like a pound or whatever. Something like that. Fucking rescue a dog. Or, like, make sure it's, like, an ethical fucking farm that breeds them in a way that isn't forced and inhumane. Like, again, dude, like, we're for everything. Like, the good things you say, like, we're for it. Like, no one's saying otherwise. Alright, buddy. Got your bitch ass out the pound. That's right, I broke your ass free. Anyway.
Pet dog who he keeps in his backyard and actually treats really nicely. Why is that immoral, you extremist? He didn't even have a response. I mean, these so-called dog lovers step on insects every single day when they leave the house and then claim that they love animals. They're just a bunch of hypocrites. And this same guy actually once tried to show me video...
If someone... Again, that's just a shit argument that no one really makes or should make. Accidents on terms of, like, accidentally killing something or hurting something that you have in no possible way of knowing that you're doing, avoiding doing, or whatever, without, like, insanely natural means, and I don't mean like in the naturalistic way of just like whatever, like without being literally insane about it, there's no way to like stop accidents. Just like if someone snuck a fucking a burger into a vegan's food and they ate it, I would not be like, now you're not vegan. Like, that's ridiculous. That's the most ridiculous argument in the world. That's the argument of a child. And if someone makes that, you shouldn't be talking to them about an issue because they're not mentally capable of engaging in that issue honestly. Like, and then you take that and then you are like saying that's every honest argument, and it's not, and you know it's not.
Footage of dogs being killed. Like, it was horrible. I don't want to see that. He was trying to force me to watch this disgusting footage of dogs being abused. Like, there's a reason I pay other people to do that for me. I don't want to see that. But he kept just trying to force his opinions on me. Some people just aren't willing to have rational discussions. Look, bottom line, if you were on a desert island and you had to choose between killing a dog and killing a human, you'd kill the dog. People who don't eat dog...
Nah. You can't Sophie's Choice me. You don't know me. Bro, again, like, I personally like dogs better than humans. If I had to gamble, I would probably take the dog. I would find more use out of a dog than a human. I find humans counterproductive when in large groups. And by large groups, I mean 2 or more. Dude, me and my dog get along great. Like, me and him can just chill. Just fucking kick it on our island. Like, bro, do you know how fucking cool that'd be? Not have to deal with stupid shit. Like, yeah, no, I would definitely kill the fucking human and keep the dog. And I'm not saying this facetiously. If Sophie's Choice, I have to choose, and I'm guessing these are strangers. I'm guessing these are strangers I've never met. I've never met the dog. I've never met the dude. Or even let's say it's a woman of very sexually attractiveness, whatever, I don't give a shit. Dude, kill them all. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna rebuild human society on an island, on this hypothetical island that everyone talks about and doesn't really fucking exist. Yeah, because I don't fucking go on boats either, because fuck the ocean. I don't fuck with that shit. Yeah, I'll never be on an island with a man and a dog and have to choose to kill one. Honestly, if I'm on an island with a man and a dog, I don't see why I'd have to kill either. That's a ridiculous fucking thing. And then, if I do, you don't know that I'm choosing the fucking human over the dog. Like, it's just ridiculous, dude.
Dogs are just going against nature, and they want dogs to be given the same moral rights as humans. Like, here's a bold suggestion. Humans are worth more than dogs. Sorry, that's just what I believe. If a dog and a human are drowning...
Here's the thing, some people do believe that. And, I don't. I think the universe is a glorified binary system of live or not, zeros or 1. Once you are a 1, sure, there is a spectrum. There is a spectrum to how in depth that sentient being can become. And it's probably not even just a left to right spectrum. It's probably like a fucking circle or whatever. And, you know, like, it's, to me, it's 0 or 1. I believe that all life is equal, including plants. Funny fucking story. And then people want to say, like, oh, you're a fucking tree hugger. Sure. I don't give a fuck. Life is life. Either we value life or we don't. I value any life that doesn't impede upon mine. Fair enough, like... And, yeah, at a certain point, things have to die. And we can do what we can to make that beneficial to everyone. Including whatever's being consumed. Like, you can do it in an ethical way that is fair and beneficial to that species. It doesn't have to be like enslavement or a one-sided deal.
I'm saving the human every single time, and if you do the same, then you're just a hypocrite if you're against killing dogs for food. I mean, what's next? Giving dogs the right to vote? It's moral absurdity. These people are radicals, extremists, and won't hesitate.
Alright, like, sure, there is the argument of, like, yeah, we don't even give children the right to vote, so we don't even give all humans the right to vote. Like, you have to literally, 1, be a citizen of the country, 2, be old enough, and, like, not be a criminal. Like, I don't know if criminals can vote, but I think criminals should be allowed to vote. That is a separate point.
If you're
1 second,
ordering
buddy.
a dog in a cage to break onto your property and illegally steal that dog away from you, they're criminals. Don't join this cult. It's a religion in itself. The only way to protect yourself from becoming indoctrinated is to join me in continuing to kill and eat dogs, just like our ancestors.
Again, no one's preaching that you should eat meat. We're just saying, who gives a fuck if you do?
Just for you. Oh, shit.
And then this is just a fucking ad. And then the rest is just probably that same joke he's relying on as if it was funny the first time. I'm sorry, I am being a little harsh. I do actually, like, respect Alex a lot. It's just this argument is so bad faith and not, like, it's a logical fallacy all the way through. It's a straw man. It's a fucking moving the field goal. Or moving the goalpost. Whatever. Like, it's projecting. It's, like, so much shit is just wrong with this video. And, like, if you, I don't know. Like, there are fair arguments for veganism. Like, I can see some arguments being valid. But just the way he did this video is super fucking dishonest. And, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I still like Cosmic Skeptic, though. And, yeah, other than that, I don't know how to end things. I hope I can do more of these, though, in the future. And it doesn't get me, like, canceled or some shit. But yeah.